What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video I'm going to give you the number one secret that nobody wants to tell you in my team, lads. This is the number one secret for the game. It is how you can get a competitive squad. It's how you can win games with very, very little MT. It is the number one biggest secret that 2K don't want you to know about, because if you know about this secret, you're less likely to hit the buy pack button. And the secret is that like 80% of the cards right now are the exact same card. Just a heads up, I reckon 80% are the exact same card, period. Like, there is no difference except for there are minuscule differences, and preference are the differences. There is preference. Like, these cards all do the same thing. Every card in my team does the exact same thing right now. It is preference whether you prefer card A or card B. For example, let's just give my opinion of the Bam Adebayo versus Bill Russell debate. Card A versus card B. The only noticeable difference in game between these guys is that Bill Russell has a better release. Simple as. So let's just go and show you guys this in game. They're both 6'9", 6'10". They both have basically the same length. They can both do the side-to-side cheese. They can both curry. And they both have got really solid releases. I'm pretty sure they both Pro 1 behind the back, if I'm not mistaken. They both have mediocre behind the backs. But Bill Russell, in fairness to him, like I will say it, probably the best release in the game, Ray Allen base. Probably the best release in the game. So that is a big thing. But you look at, where is he? Wrong squad. But like you look at some other guys, again, you look at other guys, they all do the exact same thing. Like 80% of the cards have the same animations. They do the exact same thing, but sometimes cards are like 100 times more expensive. And again, another example, as I've told you guys about, is like Jimmy Butler versus Mikal Bridges. Like if you compare Jimmy Butler to Mikal Bridges, let's look at these cards. And let's look at the stats that actually matter. Badges wise, 10 difference in Hall of Fame badges. But in the badges that matter, like Intimidator, Interceptor, Poster, Showtime, /Posterizer, Clamps, Range Extender, Quick First Step. The badges that actually matter, you got them Hall of Fame on both. Both of these guys have the exact same badges in Hall of Fame. They're both 6'7". Mikal Bridges has a much better wingspan. You're looking at these stats thinking, oh, he's way, way better. Who cares about driving layup? That is just another thing I'm going to tell you. For a 2-guard, post moves does not matter. Of all these stats here, the only one that matters for a 2-guard, because you are fooling yourself if you are not just using your 2-guard as a 3-and-D player. I've never seen anyone use their 2-guard as anything but a 3-and-D player. Occasionally they might ISO with him and try to dunk. But like the things that matter, 91 to 95, 94 to 95 3. That's the only thing that matters. One difference. 86 ball handle does not make a difference. Anything with 86 is the exact same. Passing IQ, passing actually irrelevant. The things that matter. Steal, perimeter, defense. -3, -1. They're the same. Rebounding does not matter on a 2-guard. Speed, ball, and acceleration. +1, +2, +1. The same. 98 versus 99 lateral quickness. The same. These cards are the same. It is preference who you prefer. I hate the way when people, not even just for myself, that people are literally saying you're crazy if you want to tactically downgrade. There are dumb tactical downgrades. There are. For example, 6 weeks ago, there would have been no tactical downgrade for, let's say, Grand Hill. Then they came out with Worthy, who's not Worthy. Winslow's not quite the same. Again, I'm going to show you Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo's got like 90 speed. Yeah, you got, like, again, he's doing the exact same things as Bill Russell. And quick stop. And it's the release. Do you like Bam Adebayo's release? I like it. I don't think it's as good as 11, or say as Ray Allen, but still, it is one of my favorite releases in the game, base 62 and very quick. For me, it's one of the easiest ones to time. So for me, like, is Bill Russell going to give me that much more than Bam? No. But if you don't like Bam's release, for you, it might be a big difference. For example, and in another example, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, yeah, he's got hot zones everywhere. Like, he's got the Pro 3 behind the back, great behind the back. He's got a good player build. He gets decent defensive animations. But, like, his release is base 22. I like it. It's not bad. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Rudy's release, but it's close enough to it. But it's not terrible. Like, it's not a bad release. Good, nice upper. But then for me, Mikal Bridges, same height, better wingspan. I just think he's a better release. And you might be saying, oh, but you've got Pro 3 on Jimmy Butler. He's the best for that. He is Pro 3 as well. Like, exact same side-to-side animations. Exact same curry. You can do the exact same quick stops, except you've got base 80 on this card, and I prefer base 80 to base 22. And for what I need the card to do, they're the exact same. Like, the only difference between these high-tier cards and the low-tier cards is, for example, Jimmy Butler can post up better. If I'm posting up a little guard, Jimmy Butler can drop step them a dunk. But how many times have you drop stepped with a 2-guard this year? I want to ask you that question for real. And I know maybe out of the 10 to 20,000 people that watch this, there are maybe like a handful of people that are going to be getting angry in the comment section, being like, no, I use my players for X, Y, and Z. I use my players in this way. And that's fine. If you use your 2-guards to post up, you know what? Fair enough. Get a post up 2-guard. You're probably a Mark Aguirre user at the start of the game or something. If you need that, yeah, then fair enough. There are decent options. But if you are like 99% of people in this game who just use their 2-guards as a 3-and-D player, Jimmy Butler, Mikal Bridges, Michael Cooper, Calbert Chaney. No, actually, he doesn't have half range. Chris Morris, he can't curry. He's probably on a little bit below. I know we can't play a 2, but Bailey Hell. Heck, if you like Alex English's release, he's right up there because he's got all the good animations. And that's just one of the most annoying things, where it's like, and I'm bad for this as anyone, and I think it's the one major negative that has come out of, I don't think I'm as bad for it as someone like Ty, but I'm still pretty bad for saying like certain cards are really bad, they've got bad animations. I don't think I'm quite as bad for it, but it's this absolute like mentality of, if a card doesn't, I don't even know what the mentality is. They're the same cards. Every card's the same. Every card in my team's the same. Look at my starting lineup. Pro 3 behind the back curry slide. Pro 3 behind the back curry slide. Pro 3 behind the back curry slide. And let me just go, and I know this isn't my actual lineup here, but let's just go. My God Squad. Let's throw in my actual players. I'm pretty sure I got one player in my lineup. Jimmy Butler. As much as I don't like Jimmy will be replaced. But this is my starting lineup. Pro 3 behind the back curry slide. Pro 3 behind the back curry slide. Pro 3 behind the back curry slide. Pro 1 behind the back curry slide. Pro 3 behind the back curry slide. Every one of them are released on very quick. The releasing is just preference. A player build isn't objectively good or bad. A release isn't objectively good or bad. It's all just timing. It all depends on what you like. Ray Allen, I think there are definitely upsides to Ray Allen. There are definite upsides to Ray Allen base. Over other bases. It is the best release in the game. It's straight up, it is the best release in the game. As much as I don't really necessarily want to admit that, it is the best release in the game. And there are certain cards that are just better than other cards. Like, for example, Bol is better than Pokashevsky. But to say that a skilled player with Pokashevsky is going to lose to an unskilled player with Bol is dumb. Pokashevsky's like 95% of Bol. And I hate just the attitude of, like, with Bill Russell being like, oh, Bill Russell doesn't compare to Bam Adebayo. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. What is the difference? What is the difference? If you swapped Bill Russell's stats and Bam Adebayo's stats, you would not notice a difference with Bill Russell. Yes, Bill Russell has Ray Allen base. Yes, he has Ray Allen base. That is the separate. That's the only difference. That is the only difference. I don't care that some of them has A+, A-. Basketball IQ, no one cares about that. I don't care if you have Bam stats are A-. If you gave Bill Russell Bam Adebayo stats, you wouldn't even bat an eye. You would not notice a difference. If you, for example, gave Jimmy Butler the stats and badges of Mikal Bridges and you didn't realize it. If these guys swap stats and badges and 2K manipulate a few things like IQ-wise and intangibles-wise to make them have these same overalls, they would play the exact same in-game. They would. Because they're the same card. Just slightly different jump shot. They're the same card. One is a longer wingspan, one's a skinnier player build, and one is a different jump shot. And they've got different jump shots. That's it. So can we stop calling can we stop just calling cards unusable? Because every card does everything well in my team. Like, it's all about player builds now. It's all about player builds. If you're struggling in my team, like, you can still struggle, no question about it. Like, maybe you're not skilled at the game. If you're winning 50% of your games, you're an average player. Don't let anyone tell you any different. But, like, let's be real. Danny Ferry versus Worthy versus Bailey Hell versus Tony Kukoc versus Glenn Robinson versus Aaron Gordon versus Xavier McDaniel versus Paul Millsap versus, I know, LaMelo Ball if you're looking at the 4 versus Kenny Walker. Literally all preference. Bill Russell versus running like an X-Man at the 4 versus Karl Malone, Bam Adebayo. Preference. Like, will most people have the preference for Bill? Yes. Is Bill Russell a better card? Yes. But can we stop acting like there's a night and day difference? Because there's not. Because there's not. And it's just getting so many people sucked in to this right here. It's getting so many people sucked into this right, hitting this button right here. The Get VC button. I can guarantee you, I said it the day Danny Ferry came out and people call me crazy, and I'm right. I don't care what anyone says, I am right. That because of the way animations are, 2K could give LeBron James 75 Hall of Fame badges and 99 every stat, and Danny Ferry's still going to be better than him. And I stand by that statement. I stand by the statement that with Bill Russell's Ray Allen base, especially on next gen, there are not going to be 10 cards better than Bill Russell the rest of the year. And I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that James Wiseman stays a top 10 card for the rest of the year in my team. Unless he was a better James Wiseman, of course. Or, what they might do is, they might just put Steph Curry base and base 98 on a bunch of god tier 7'3" players. Heck, if we see a base 98 Manute Bol, obviously my mentality's going to change there. But that's the thing. Like, we look at the new cards that came out today. Outside of John Wall, who's a tactical downgrade card, the second highest of these cards was this dude right here. Where is he? Mystery Serge Ibaka. And if you're telling me the Mystery Serge Ibaka is that different to Anthony Davis, you're just wrong. 39 half badges. I wish I could buy him. You know, I'll see if I can win him by bid. You know, I'm not just buying him for the sake of proving this point. But if you're telling me he's significantly different to Davis, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. No one plays in the post anyway, according to you guys, because I slated a card for not being good in the post, DeAndre Jordan, and you guys said that was pointless. 91 3-pointer, one of the best releases in the game. 79 ball handle. You might say, oh, 86 ball handles needed. I mean, you speed burst on next gen. It does on current gen. It doesn't matter. And 70 ball handles all that's needed on next gen. The 86 ball handle was something that mattered in 2K16. It doesn't matter anymore. 97 block, long wingspan, great release, good speed. And again, 89 versus 95 speed. If you're a Ty Debo, you'll notice. If you are a DBG or lower level player, you're not going to notice. Bol, again, if you're on next gen, 99 or 90 speed, still feels like it's 99. And that's the thing is, like, people are getting so bogged down on quote unquote competitive my team, but you don't play the competitive my team. I don't play competitive my team. I'll be the first to admit that. None of this makes a difference for me. And I can guarantee you, as much as you people hate to say this, I am in the top 5% of players in the world at this game. Maybe at a push. Like, I'm going to say 5% of, like, somewhat consistent my team players. If you're taking all 10 million people that bought 2K, I'm easily in the top 1% of players. And I don't notice the difference between these. Like, and I will always say it, like, for me, I have more success in-game using Kevin Porter Jr. Ruby than most other cards. And I've been saying it all year, it's all about how a card plays. And then I have, like, people going crazy saying you're just an idiot saying that you're an idiot. And then you look at my wager versus Ty, and Ty goes 9 for 9 with Kevin Porter Jr. from 3, all greens. Like, people aren't even making points anymore with this. Like, these cards are all the same. Basically, every card since, like, April can do everything. If you have half range, half clamps, half quick first step,
half interceptor, half intimidator. Can curry slide, have a decent behind the back. You don't even need the decent behind the back. And have a 3-point rating above 85. Floor general gives you +4 to every offensive stat. And every team in the game has 2 hot floor general players, pretty much. That gives you +4 to every offensive stat. And most coaches, like, you don't need Phil Jackson, you don't even need D'Antoni. Just use a Frank Vogel, he's cheap. Give you +3. Tyreek Evans right now has got a 98 3-pointer on the floor. He is a 90... So no, he doesn't have a 98. He has a 95 3-pointer on the floor. You will not notice the difference between a 95 and a 99. You will not notice the difference. And we gotta normalize that in the community. That these cards are all good. Every card is good right now. There's no bad card. Yes, there are better cards. For example, Mutombo is one of the best cards in the game, period. Doesn't matter what gen you were on, he's great. But can we stop saying cards suck when they don't? Can we stop saying that comparing Jimmy Butler to a pink diamond card is ridiculous just because of tiers? Heck, Robert Reed and Jimmy Butler. If you like Kevin Durant base, Robert Reed was better for you than Jimmy Butler. I'm telling you that for a fact. If you prefer Robert Reed's release to Jimmy Butler, Robert Reed will be better in game. Does not matter at overall. Can we stop looking at the shiny glows around players? And to be honest, 90% of you guys are just like, to me, oh, you're just ranting about nothing. And that's fine. That's fine. If 90% of you guys disagree with me, that is fine. Because you know what? You're in the 90% that 2K have fallen into a trap to consistently hit this button. Or consistently spend every bit of your time on playing on this game to get better cards. To do other things. And yeah, obviously I spend quite a bit of time playing the game. Only because it's my job. But at the end of the day, if this was not my job, if my team was not my job, I reckon I'd have about 5 triple threat players. Maybe I wouldn't have Ferry. I could... See, this is my God squad. This is my best team. If I went out with... Let me just throw Robert Reed in at the 2. I'm putting together a squad that I think will lose to my best team by 7 points. Robert Reed. Bailey Howell I got quickly, but for example, if I didn't play this game, I wouldn't be good enough to get Bailey Howell. Power forwards. Let's just throw Kukoc in. Because everybody got Kukoc when Kukoc came out. Wherever he is. Because he was not that long to get. Let me just throw in Pokashevsky because he's cheap. Center. Heck, lower tier. Screw it. DeAndre Jordan. Point guard, Crawford's a really easy one to get. 2 guard, Steven Jackson, he was easy to get. Small forward, English, you actually had to be good to get English. So let me go power forward. LaMelo can play power forward quite easily. I mean, he might kind of struggle to a stage. Center, Eddie freaking Curry. Diamond, where's Eddie Curry? These guys, screw up. And because he had to be good to get Bailey Howell, let me just chuck in a power forward at the small forward position. These guys aren't quite good enough. Screw Kenny Walker, he was a free locker code. Like, this team, if I lost to somebody when I used this team right here, I probably would lose to him using this team right here. And there is a difference. This team is not as good as this team. But if you actually think that this team is more than 10 points better than this team right here, you're actually wrong. Every single one of my players in my starting lineup, I'm pretty sure, has got Pro 3 behind the back, Hall of Fame range extender, can curry slide except for DeAndre Jordan, has decent height, good height for their position, has a good jump shot, can dunk on everybody, and is like clamps. Every single player on my bench except for Eddie Curry is the exact same. They've all... Actually, no. Steven Jackson doesn't have Pro 3 behind the back. Neither does... These guys don't have Pro 3 behind the back except for LaMelo. But... These guys are all quick or shifty. Curry sliding players who can attack the basket really, really well. Who can all shoot from Hall of Fame limitless. All released on very quick. And all really good releases. Like... They're not as good. And the reason they're not as good isn't because of stats. It's because of some animations. These guys have better jump shots and bulbos as the demigod. But if you think that there's a significant difference, you're genuinely wrong. Because every card can do everything. They've all got great behind the backs, all got great jump shots, all got jump shots on very quick, all can curry slide, all have quicker shifty now. And depending on your playstyle, you're probably not going to notice the difference. Especially the way I play. Yes, this team is worse. I remember people arguing in my Thai gameplay, Thai thing, saying, why did I use Pokashevsky instead of Bol Bol? I was like giving up before it even started. I still lose that game by 30 if I use Bol Bol instead of Pokashevsky. Bol Bol is worth 3 points extra a game than Pokashevsky. I'll admit it, he's worth 3 points extra a game. I lost by 30 both times. I'm still getting destroyed if I use Bol Bol. But yeah, anyway, rant over. Like, something needs to be done about this. And maybe you guys think I'm part of the problem with my tier list and stuff. Like, there are definitely unusable cards, especially if you look at like the original Spotlight Sim cards. Like, even Meldanks is usable, but he's not great. Let's scroll to about here. Like, Scotty's not great. Isaiah Thomas is unusable. PG's not very good. Jaren Jackson, you know what? He's usable. He's okay. His release is iffy. It's preference. Even Corver is more than usable now. Ray Allen, Slasher Dribble Star. Any card like pre 6 weeks ago, yeah, they're not great. But these are all endgame cards. By the way, these are all usable in endgame. Are they good in endgame? Maybe not. They're all usable. So, lads, can we just have a mentality change towards my team? Every card can do everything. Can we stop getting into debates over card X versus card Y? Because at the end of the day, they're the same card reskinned with probably a different jump shot and some like absolutely subjective things like he has a better defensive stance. He beats people up on defense. I like his animations. Because that is like, it's all, them things are all personal preference. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.